Nicky Hale's in our Gillespie Group storefront studio here, speaking Spanish. Well done.
Yeah, do you like that?
Yeah, that was very nice.
Thank you.
Can you give us a little World Cup preview in Spanish?
No, my Spanish is not that good. All I had was hasta mañana. That was all I had. But I have some bad news for you, particularly, Michael.
What happened?
Our bet, apparently I now win.
Why? Oh, I know what you're going to say. Our bet was United States versus England.
Yes.
And when it was a tie,
correct,
a draw, if you will,
yes,
we decided whichever team advanced farther
yes,
would win. And either I would win a case of American beer or you would win a case of cider.
Correct. Now, what happened is the referee for the final World Cup game is an Englishman, so technically I'm an Englishman in the final, so I'm going to take the victory.
You must know some good lawyers. That's what I'm thinking. Who do you like in the game? Spain, I would say.
You know, I'm not. I'm going to go with the Netherlands. I actually put that in my fantasy soccer pick.
Okay. Well, you should have a bet with Roger Faulkner then, because he's backing Spain, and he's the guy bringing AC Milan to the Silverdome in early August.
You know, Spain's been the favorite all along, and I absolutely can see that, but they've made more mistakes than Netherlands have, and I think because they've got that, everybody's thinking they're the favorites and they're going to win, there's a lot of pressure. And it might not happen. I don't know. Well,
we will see. And they will be seeing, too, the running of the bulls is going on. I don't know if you heard me talking extensively about it earlier this week, but what a party. If Spain wins and the running of the bulls is going on, it'll be fantastic.
Yes, and then plus, isn't it Paul the Octopus also picked Spain?
Yeah, the octopus. Now, neither of these teams have ever won World Cup, so it's going to be a party for either one of them.
Yes, absolutely. Phenomenal. Great thing to have both of those teams in the final.
Now, once we get done with this very sort of curious little deal, World Cup, we have another sporting event. Now, Wimbledon is finished, we know that, but Tour de France.
Yes.
Are you a bicycle fan?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I know Lance Armstrong, obviously, but it's interesting to see him coming back into that.
Well, Bill Strickland is with us. He's the editor-at-large at Bicycling Magazine, and he is a bicycle fan. Good morning to you.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. The 97th Tour de France from Saturday, July 3rd, until Sunday, July 25th, 2,200 miles. Give us a primer on the intrigue involved in Tour de France, if you would.
Well, yeah, I think it's one of the few sports that's even harder to understand than the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's confusing. There are stages every day. There's a sort of a race within the race. So you can have a winner of that race, but what really counts is overall time. So a lot of people can be confused how, say, Alberto Contador, who is Lance's main rival, might finish 37th in the stage but gain time on his rivals just because he finished ahead of them. So what counts is the overall standings.
And a yellow card in World Cup is terrible. A yellow shirt in Tour de France is good, right?
Right. The yellow jersey goes to the winner. That's what everyone wants to have. But kind of curiously, you don't want to get it too early in the Tour de France, because once you get it, your team then has to start defending it. That means they're right into the front, they're in the wind, they're doing a lot of work, they have to chase down any attacks and breakaways. So it's actually bad to be the leader too early.
Very strategic.
Yeah. Because
it's a lot like chess, sort of going 60 miles an hour downhill.
Some of it's uphill, too, though. That, to me, looks like the very grueling part.
Yeah, they've looked at the physiology of these guys. They've studied them quite a bit because there's nothing else like it on Earth. They're eating 8,000 to 10,000 calories a day. Their metabolisms ramp up so high that only the hummingbird seems to have a higher metabolism than a Tour de France rider.
I think I eat 10,000 calories a day. What's so special about that?
Well, they eat 10,000 calories a day and lose weight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little different. I got to figure out, I guess maybe cycling should be something I should try. Lance Armstrong, obviously, 7 times he's won it, and he wants to do it again?
Right, 7 times in a row. He came back last year, which is when I really got interested in him. Followed him for a book I wrote called Tour de Lance about the comeback, and got beat by his teammate and rival Alberto Contador, who's a young kid, more than 10 years younger than him, and just might be the best cyclist ever. So Lance is coming back this year to give it one more shot.
He is, 38 years old?
Yeah, he's 38, which is amazing to see him. You know, he looks like the rest of us, kind of an old, stressed guy having a hard day at work.
Well, this Alberto Contador, they despise each other, do they not?
They do not. Yeah, I wouldn't say hate, but Lance told me I couldn't dislike the guy anymore. I want to beat him in July with the whole world watching.
Well, we will be watching and we'll be reading. Thank you very much for the primer at Bicycling Magazine. Do you have a website?
Sure, it's bicycling.com. We have updates on the tour every day and a daily report on Lance. Tour
de Lance is your book, right?
Right.
And we can find it there, too. Thank you very much. Enjoy the cycling and the 10,000 calories a day. Did you happen to see Nicky Hale? Well, first of all, there was a big sale at Princess Diana's estate.
Yes, there was, yes. It went over actually a couple of days at Christie's and attracted a lot of attention from across the world. And they ended up raising just over £21 million.
Selling off her stuff.
Well,
after all these years.
Right, not just her stuff. I mean, the Spencer House is a long-standing family in the UK, and she is part of the Spencer family. So there are some items that were hers, but it's mainly from the family. And the house needed restoration, the grounds needed restoration, so they ended up deciding they had to sell some items, and that's what that's going towards, to extend that family tradition. So.
One of the things I'm happy about back here on this side of the pond is the Emmy nominations came out. Conan O'Brien was nominated, not Jay Leno.
Yeah, and we've been following Conan since he's had this whole trip through, prime time, then off prime time, and what he was going to do. And it's very nice to see him get that nod. I'm a Conan fan. I like him a lot. So that was a really good news. Not that it was good news not to see Jay Leno nominated, but nice for Conan.
Yeah, well, Jay Leno pushed around Conan O'Brien, wouldn't you say? That's fair to say.
A little bit, yeah. I don't
Gave up
his
job, took his job back. It's the bully.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan is a mess, it seems. Now she's going to go to jail for 90 days, and I'm told that she was tweeting after the judge, she cried in court, made a big spectacle of it, and was tweeting after that it was unfair what the judge did. That's probably not a good idea when the judge finds out about that. And also on one of her fingernails in the courtroom, did you see this?
Yes.
She had a foul message.
Correct.
Starts with an F and ends with a U.
Yes.
On her fingernail.
Middle finger, exactly.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Very nice. The interesting thing about this story is, though, at one point she was very upset in court and covered her face with her notebook that she was taking notes on. And her meticulous note-taking is actually quite amazing. You'd think she'd be the bimbo, the care, crying actress, but actually she had very meticulous notes of everything that was said and where she was going to debate, what times that she thought this was incorrect information, where she had gone back, had taken classes, had done stuff. So there's two sides to the story here a little bit, I think, but there are people saying they're taking the message across. Lindsay, you know what? We're going to use you as an example.
Yeah, well, her father apparently isn't doing any help for her in the public relations. He was on Fox with Shepard Smith, and here is a bit of that interview where he gets very, shall we say, animated.
Don't tell me how much time I spend helping my daughter or going out to eat dinner, or how much time I spend in the fucking gym.
Oh, come on now.
Sorry.
This is family place. Apologies.
Said the F word right there on national television, and here's another assertion that he made that he's trying to help his daughter.
All of my effort is spent on trying to help my daughter, flying all over, back and forth, following her, calling narcotics agencies, meeting with the DEA, meeting with people. And I go out for 5 minutes to get some food, and I spend half as much time helping my daughter as I do that? Give me a break.
He then went on and told Shepard Smith that he thinks Lindsay could die if she doesn't get help, and Smith asked about this interview with Larry King.
It could end in death. And if it was it could end in death. And if it was your kid, what would you do?
I don't know.
Okay. Then if you don't know it and you're not in my shoes, you have no place saying what I should do.
No, I don't have any thoughts on what you should do. I can't imagine myself running from Larry King Live to Studio B.
No,
but I don't know
my lawyer asked me to meet her over there. I did not even want to do it.
Spectacle.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
He's been claiming all along that he wanted to get Lindsay off drugs, and he's been trying to do all these things to help her. And but really, doesn't seem to have any effect on her, does he?
No, but he gets lots of attention, and these lifestyles that they live in Hollywood are we can't really relate to that kind of thing.
No, they're in a
even a star like you, the world correspondent, who goes out in public, and the minute you appear somewhere or open your mouth, people say, "Oh my gosh, it's Nicky Hale."
Yeah, they don't recognize the face, but they do sometimes the voice. Oh, that's you.
Well, thank you very much for being here this morning. Congratulations on England making the World Cup final. You've got an official running around there. Hopefully he won't make a call that will screw it up. But so you're taking Netherlands. I'm going to take Spain just for fun.
I think that's a good idea.
And we'll have the result on ABC, I guess it is, Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, yes.
All right, we'll talk again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks.